Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be going over to Pipe's Performance to put a deposit on built motor. This is kind of it's going to be sad for some people and maybe good for others, because it's when I started this and I put the blower on the stock 392. So just for those who don't know, this is a bone stock 392. It hasn't been opened whatsoever. Everything in it is stock cam, stock bottom, stock everything. It's just had a blower put on the stock motor. When I was first researching this, I actually made a few videos on it. There's a lot of debate on whether or not it's actually feasible and whether or not it works. So that's one of the things I wanted to test, to see whether or not this motor would actually hold boost. And I think we've pretty much determined that it can. According to what everybody says, it's just a matter of time, and I believe that. I believe that, you know, eventually it'll probably kill the motor. But I've had it going strong on this motor for, I think, right around 6,000 miles, give or take, and it's been great. Like, I mean, you know, I've had problems with the tune and just like mild things, but as far as the motor holding together, it's had no problems. And you know, I've done tons of passes, tons of freeway runs, tons of everything, and it's held together just beautifully. So I would kind of like to see what would happen, like just keep running it, maybe increase the boost, see if it'll blow up. But unfortunately, that just doesn't make any sense, because if I blow up this motor and you know, shoot a hole through the block, not only is that a little bit more dangerous, you know, whatever, but the big thing is if I damage the block in this thing and it's not, you know, repairable as a core or anything like that, then I'm kind of asked out on a lot of money that I would have had otherwise. So at this point, I've been doing the gamble, and I've been going back and forth, and I just kind of decided that building the motor is probably the right thing to do. I think I've done the proof of concept. It can handle boost. For how long and all that, we're not going to really have an answer, but I think everybody knows I've abused the car a decent amount. I mean, I've taken care of it, but I definitely haven't been light on it, because, you know, why should you? You know, you can take from that what you will. I think it's fine. I don't know how long I would want to run it like this, but it is possible, and just as a short-term thing, even like I did, it's definitely possible. So you do not have to build the 392 to put any boost on it. It will handle at least some, and I think 6,000 miles with pretty much no problems. It tells you something. I don't know. You can take from that what you will. So we're going to be going through this with Pites. So I've been looking for like an 8-rib setup on the blower, just because I feel like I'm going to get a little bit more belt slip when I turn up the boost, because this motor is going to be a 9.5 to 1 compression, so it's going to need more boost to make even the same power as this. I don't know what the stock 392 is. I'm sure somebody else knows. I'm assuming it's like 11 or something like that, maybe even higher. Who knows? But it's high compression motor, and you know, boost on a high compression motor is dangerous in itself. Makes more power, but puts a lot more stress on the motor. So I'll need to run more boost, and to run more boost I need a different pulley setup, and I just want to make sure I'm not going to have any belt slip. So I'm looking at my options there. Maybe some of you can chime in, but after we talk to Pites and get a little bit more information, then we'll have a better idea. But let me give you guys a cold start and then we'll get going. As you can see, I did mount a GoPro right here. You know, my roof spoiler isn't here, but I'm not sure if I'm even going to put it back on, because, well, here it is right here. It just looks a little like weathered, and I never really was happy with the look of it. Like, it looks, I don't know, like old is the best way to describe it. It just doesn't, like, the plastic or the material doesn't look like fresh. It looks like it's seen better days. So I kind of like the way it looks just without anything, but we'll see. Alright, here we are pulling up at Arrington Performance. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to give them a deposit. As you can see here, got a bunch of cash. This is just a portion of it. This is $5 grand right here. This is what it takes to have a fast car. Lots of money, unfortunately. Or lots of time, or lots of knowledge, or some combination of the three. Luckily right now, I have more money than time or knowledge, so this is how it's happening. So for those of you who didn't see the last video, I did get the demon wheels put on, and it's like growing on me. I really like how it looks now. I didn't like it at first, but I love it now. These look way better. The car has like a uniqueness to it now, rather than just looking like your standard Hellcat wheels. And another unique factor that I'm rocking is this. So I'm like switching it up, asymmetrical.
Like it was like literally like I was walking in the mirror and I was seeing like the thing fly off at the wall back here. So that's like I really get that out. But they did get like worse. They got worse. Or even if you still have
Just checking out some of the cars here at the shop. So this is obviously an SRT. These brakes are massive. I didn't realize the Jeep's got the big brakes too. Oh, and just to point something out, this is the sensor for the adaptive cruise. You see how small it is? It's kind of dark, so I'm not sure if you're getting it good, but the myth that they didn't put this on the Hellcat or have it as an option on the Hellcat because it wouldn't fit is just not accurate. Anyone who I've ever talked to that actually works on these cars just says that's just BS. I mean, look how small that is. And the Hellcat doesn't have anything else that's in the way that would have prevented them from doing it. So I don't know why they didn't, but I don't think it's because they didn't have room. Okay, so it is the next day. Sorry I didn't film much actually at Pites because we were just talking the whole time about what we were going to do. We added a couple things, changed a couple things around to the plan. So it's evolved a little bit. Let me show you exactly what I'm going to get done. It's a lot more. And what I was kind of looking for was like an immediate improvement. I'll go into that a little bit more right now. Okay, so the first thing that's going to be, is obviously an Arrington Forged 392 short block, and that's their standard forged block. It's supposed to hold somewhere around 1,000-ish or more, somewhere around that neighborhood, but who knows, we'll see. And you can get all this from Arrington Performance's page. I'll link it below, but it's just basically their package, and it's gonna be we're gonna target the low compression. So I think we're actually looking more along the lines of 10-to-1, not 9.5, but it'll be somewhere around there, depending on gasket sizes that are used and stuff. So this will be a big improvement. I'll have the physical strength in the engine to not have to worry nearly as much, which is good. And what else we're going to do? Okay, so then the cord charge for that. Custom camshaft. So we are going to be putting a cam in this guy. I talked to Pites a little bit about the cam profile that I'm looking for, and I've driven like heavily cammed cars, but they've all been manuals. I've never driven like a really automatic cam car with a big lopey cam, but my main concern is drivability. I've in the past I've modded cars till they're essentially useless and can't be driven, at least driven nicely, where it's just like a production to take your car out. And I that was one of the things I was super against with this car. That's why I got a 4-door. That's why I'm really careful what I do to it because I want it to be able to be a car like this is my daily driver, and I don't want that to change no matter how much power it has or whatever. So I know I'm always going to be limited on what I'm willing to do, and that's okay because to me, you know, a race car is a race car and a street car is a street car, and a street car should, you know, be well suited for street operations. So it should be a little bit lopey, but it should give us a good profile to give us some more RPM and high-end power. Then of course the lifter set, Gen 3 Hemi lifters by Mopar, PSI valve springs, Hemi Performance push rods, phase limiters of course to get rid of the MDS, head gasket, ARP main studs, ARP head studs, of course Iridium spark plugs, oil, blah blah blah, the retune, labor, shipping on the camshaft, new supercharger pulley that's going to be an 6 rib still. I'm looking for a 6 rib that can handle a little bit more boost. I just want to get it up to like, you know, maybe 10, 12, that range. Of course, shipping for the short block. And this is where the other thing, the fuel comes in. So as you know, the car made, I think around 570, 80, something like that, on Pites' dyno, which should be, you know, in the 600 something on most dynos, and it's getting to the limit of the fueling on this car where you don't want to really bring it up too much higher than that. You know, with a stronger motor and the ability to run more boost, I have like essentially everything except for the fuel. So it would be really disappointing to go through all the trouble of you know, putting a forged block and stuff and then still have to wait a whole long time in order to get some more power out of it. So that's one of the things that I wanted to address with this, and that's why we're going to go with the fuel system. So it's going to be a 4 Innovations dual pump LX fuel system, and we can look that up online, or any of you guys can, and get the gritty details, but it should be good for quite a bit more. I need to do a little bit more research to make sure that's exactly what I want, but I'm pretty sure it is. That leaves us with the transmission. So I'll have a motor that can essentially handle, you know, 1,000 horsepower, at least 800, 900, and I'll have the fuel for it. But what now? What am I missing now? Oh, the transmission. The transmission's just going to eat itself when I try to push, you know, significantly higher than it's rated for, which I'm already doing now. So one of the things we're going to minorly address that as much as possible, because I don't want to put a built transmission in. Just don't really see the point at this moment. And it's expensive, and yeah, this is expensive, so can't do everything at once. So with the transmission, we talked about it a little bit, and I think one of the things I want to do is, my concern is the heat in the transmission in the summer, which is everybody's heard me complain about. I know these transmissions can handle a lot of heat, but pushing this much power through it, I want to make sure it's drivable, like very drivable. So I want to make sure it's not going to start heating up too much in the summer or anything like that, or if I'm like stalling it too high, or if I'm hot lapping. I just want to have the car be able to adapt to my needs rather than me adapting to the car and not abusing it as much or anything. So I'm always trying to set up the car so it'll play ball the way I want to play ball. Why is a helicopter buzzing around? It's weird. And it is close. Okay, so I figured out what the helicopter was about. One of our local schools is in lockdown for some reason, a suspicious person or something like that. So of course the news is over here just filming the lockdown school and ruining my video. Look, here's the video. Maybe they'll capture me. Damn helicopter. So sorry, the audio is going to be garbage in the rest of the video. So that's what we were talking about, the transmission cooler. So I'm going to look at getting a trans cooler put in just to keep the car's transmission temps at bay during the summer and stuff. Just since this is a HP70 and it's well beyond its rating, just want to make sure the temperatures never get hot, because that's probably going to be its last time if I try to, while it's already like hotter than it should be or at the peak, and then I try to give it, you know, 50% more torque than it's designed to handle, then that's probably going to eat it. So I want to just reduce the chances as much as possible. So it seems like a good idea. Yeah, the helicopter's really distracting me, so it sucks. I'm sorry. So let's see what else we got. Okay, so here we got the money. Focus. Yeah, so the total is going to be $13,969.96, and that's going to be for, of course, the cam, built short block, tune, transmission cooler, fuel system. Pretty much should be everything I need to take this car to the next level, which should be like, I don't know what kind of times I plan on running. That's not really on my thought right now, but I don't know. I hope it would go fast. Want to go fast. So that's pretty much it. So the bummer about it is, in the next few days, I'm gonna have to take the car over there so he can start working on it. So I'm probably gonna be without my car for maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So that'll suck. I guess we'll be getting a lot more pilot content and maybe some Challenger content while this beast is being re-beastified. Just wanted to put that out there, just let you guys know what I was doing. So I am going to build the motor, and the reason why I'm building it isn't because it's broken. Like I said, it's just because I don't want it to break, and I've kind of proven that it's already, this setup works. You know, how long it works, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to just run it for, you know, hundreds of thousands of miles until it breaks, because I just don't see the point. But the fact is, it didn't just blow up immediately like everybody said. I mean, I raced this thing a lot, and it's been fine, like no problems with the motor whatsoever. So it is possible, but now I'm going to be joining the built motor crew, and no longer going to be a stalker. So let me know what you guys think. Of course, if you have any suggestions or anything on what I can or should do or whatever, just let me know. Yeah, I'm open to any suggestions. But yeah, it's a lot of money, and how I'm paying for it, I'll discuss in another video. But that should be pretty interesting as well. Peace.
Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaged in the pavement. Rubber escorts like I'm seeking arrangement. Push the gas, escalate the gauges, escalate hits on a cam girl's page.